Shortly after opening the Lisa McPherson Trust, Bob Minton spoke in front of the Clearwater City Commission. On that same night, he helped celebrate former Mayor Gabe Cazares' 80th birthday.
Hi, my name's Bob Minton. I think I met everybody, and I haven't known Gabe as long as most of the people here for sure, and most of the time I've known Gabe, it hasn't been scary. But tonight, it's a little scary because I see so many people here who look like Gabe. And that's not scary. You know, I remember in Gabe's home the picture, the charcoal drawing of Gabe when he was a young man in the war, I believe. That picture was, a couple of years ago. And, you know, I see how handsome all the people are in Gabe's family. You know, you've all really, you know, come from a stock that obviously was just bred with beauty. So, and Gabe clearly is a person who is a beautiful guy, and he has been an inspiration for me in terms of illustrating the type of courage it takes to stand up in this country to evil. And when Gabe was mayor of Clearwater, he really did stand up to an organization that was, as far as I'm concerned, the incarnation of pure evil. And he's still standing up to them today, and he's been an inspiration for a lot of people who have come after him in this fight. But, you know, apart from his position on Scientology, as I've heard from many of his friends here tonight, and some of the things Velma has told me and other friends, he has been an inspiration to people in many areas. And I just want to say that it's a real pleasure for me to know Gabe Cazares, and I'm proud to count you as a friend of mine, Gabe. Thank you.
Welcome to Clearwater. I want to welcome you to this fair city. I wish I had a key to the city to present to you, but some of the old keys that I have don't fit the locks. But we welcome you. We're glad you're here. I'm very sincere about it. And Stacy Brooks, anything that we can do to show our appreciation for what you're doing, for coming here, for your sacrifices. We want to know that we're available to stand with you and for you on anything. Thank you.
I've got a pretty unusual thing to say to Gabe Cazares, because back in the early 80s when Gabe was standing up to this Church of Scientology, I was in it. And I am just so glad that now I am out of it, and I'm working with Gabe Cazares to try and deal with all the problems that organization has caused this city. And I'm very proud to know you.
Stacy Brooks, another very courageous person. We're very happy that you've come to live with us and to work with us, Stacy. Thank you.
Partway through the meal, we got the call that it was time for Bob to speak.
I see some other people going in. I think we might be in time.
When we arrived at the City Council meeting, David Cazares was already speaking on behalf of the LMT.
Good evening, Mayor Ong, City Commissioners. My name is David Cazares. I'm at 825 Dempsey Street. I stopped by about a month ago to introduce myself as Executive Director of the Lisa McPherson Trust. Didn't expect to be back so soon, but quite frankly, there's a couple of concerns I have that I wanted to get on the record. First off, we've been in our new office since January 5th at 33 North Fort Harrison, and we're getting settled in there. The community support that we're receiving has been immense and very heartening. One of the things that concerns me is how close we came to not getting into that office building. And one of the people who attempted to prevent us from getting into that office building is sitting here tonight. It's Mr. Roberto. Called the seller of the building, expressing his concern, urging him not to sell this building to Mr. Minton for use by the trust. That concerns me a little bit, that a city commissioner would directly interfere or attempt to interfere in a private real estate transaction. Didn't think that fell within the purview of his office, so I'm hoping we can get that clarified. The other thing is the issue with the Scientology buses loading and unloading on Watterson Street. Our rear entrance to the building exits on Watterson Street. And apparently, just recently, again, Mr. Roberto was attempting to change the direction of Watterson Street. As building owners on that street were a little concerned with the idea of a direction change, especially one that seems to have been attempted without due process. We do have a petition in the works to actually prevent that from happening, and that's in the works now. In a nutshell, we want to be good neighbors. We want to be good citizens and residents of Clearwater. It's our intention to do so and to remain so. I'd like to know that the city commissioners, the mayor's office is treating us as fairly as they would treat anybody else. The type of things that have been going on do give me concern. I hope that you folks can discuss it amongst yourselves, determine how best to avoid it in the future. If there's anything we need to know from you folks, please, we're in the book, give us a call. That pretty much sums it up for me. Thank you for your time. Good night.
Watching from the sidelines are Scientology PR directors Pat Jones and Al Butner, and from the Office of Special Affairs, Mary Story. Next up are two businessmen who have been told by Scientology that the LMT is a hate group.
Good evening. My name is Paul Gibson. I live at 1180 Gulf Boulevard in Clearwater. I'm actually here tonight to say thanks because, first of all, I have a few things I want to go through. But first of all, I'd like to tell you I think you guys are doing a great job. And I particularly appreciate all the cheap shots that Mr. Roberto has to endure and seems to be dealing with. I know I couldn't do it. I guess my skin is too thin. But there's a lot of really good changes going on in the city, and you guys are to be congratulated for it. A lot of people in this town resist change. And if a building on a main street fell down rather than was removed and something new put up, they would consider that to be a positive. Well, I don't. I think that the renovation of this town is key. I own a business in downtown, and you folks are doing a very good job trying to renovate downtown, take care of the beach, and some of the positive results I've seen, as example, are the roundabout. I, for one, like the roundabout. I find it very easy to get around. I find those that don't pay attention to driving are having a hard time, but they usually have a problem no matter where they drive, not just the roundabout. So I think that's the first positive. I'm looking forward to the new bridge. I'm looking forward to the redevelopment of the bluff so we can start using that land properly. If anyone thinks it's being used properly now, just drive by and take a look at it and count the humans walking on it. There are very few, even on the weekends. So the redevelopment is a good thing. Last, I saw the Lisa McPherson Trust individual here a few minutes ago. I guess I'd like to add my 2 cents. I see the Scientologists as a very positive element downtown. I'm not a Scientologist, but I count them as my friends and customers, and I don't see much positive coming out of a group moving here from some other area and creating an atmosphere which I consider to be one filled more with hate and distrust than with being a good neighbor. And we all know what they've done so far. I've seen them take their first cheap shots at Mr. Roberto. I can tell you that most of the people in downtown are very much in favor of the Scientologists downtown and appreciate all they've done to help develop the downtown and continue to do so. So thanks again for all the great work, and thank you, Mr. Roberto, in particular, for all the aggravation you put up with from misinformed groups, including a newspaper down south that I don't know why I continue to subscribe to, probably so I can just read it and write them letters from time to time telling them how I feel. Thanks for your time, gentlemen.
Thank you, Mr. Gibson.
Paul Gibson gave free office space to the Citizens for a Better Clearwater during the downtown development campaign.
Good evening. My name is Dino Zompanis. I'm on 529 Cleveland Street. My understanding you have some kind of hate type group coming up to Clearwater, downtown Clearwater. Gentlemen, my opinion, we don't need anything like that. Not downtown Clearwater. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Should know he's one of the best tailors in town, by the way.